What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. So, I'm just putting on some lips so I can talk to y'all for a minute. I wanted to give y'all an update on that bitch, okay, that was in the Dollar Tree Saturday in Baltimore, who left her kid in the car. Okay, I wanted to give y'all an update on as far as, because when the camera got turned on, that was part of the situation. The beginning of the situation was not recorded, and the end of the situation was not recorded. So I just wanted to give y'all like a little update and kind of just like start y'all from the beginning as to what actually went down, okay? All right, so I was in Baltimore, okay, on Saturday, okay? It was hot as hell, okay, in Baltimore Saturday. It was like maybe 90 degrees. All I know is it was hot, okay? So me and my sister, we went to the Dollar Tree. We pulled in the parking lot, pulled into the parking space. And so we turned into the parking space, and then my sister had to back out a little bit, just to get herself straight. So when she went to pull back some, the car next to us, all the windows were down. And she happened to see a little kid in a booster seat, but he was asleep. And my sister was like, "Ooh, I know ain't nobody leave their child in the car." So I looked, and I was like, damn, somebody left their child in the car. And I'm telling you, it was hot, okay? If you ever ride around in Baltimore City with your windows down, okay, when it's 90 degrees, when you get to a stoplight, you're going to cuss, okay? Because there's no wind blowing, it's hot. Just sitting at a stoplight, just for that few minutes when you're waiting for the light to change. So just imagine sitting in a parking lot where the sun is shining and it's 90 degrees. Oh, okay. So anyway, all right, fine. So we get out the car. So my sister was like, well, I'm going to go in to the Dollar Tree and see, because the parking, it was like a little shopping mall setup type place where they have different stores. Like they may have a beauty supply store, Dollar Tree, maybe a little market or a little Aldi's or something. Just had a couple of different stores. So being as though the car was parked in the area of the lot where the Dollar Tree was, my sister thought, well, maybe the parent or whoever was in the Dollar Tree. So she went in the Dollar Tree. And I went across the street as well. Then she went in. It was like a manager or something standing right there at the cash register. She was telling them, that somebody left their kid out in the car. And could you please get on your little intercom and maybe make an announcement to see if maybe the mother is in the store. Now, whole time, everybody that was there in the lines was like, when they heard my sister saying this, they was like, what? Who the hell left their child in the car? Meanwhile, the actual parent was actually in the line where the manager was standing at. When my sister started talking to her, she was in that exact line. We didn't know that at the time. She must have been embarrassed because everybody who heard my sister coming in, because my sister was kind of loud about it. Everybody that heard my sister coming in and say, somebody left their kid out in the car. Could you please make an announcement? So she did not even acknowledge that it was her, because I guess she was embarrassed because everybody was talking shit. Who was dumb enough to blah, blah, blah. They were saying all kinds. Meanwhile, I left back out. I said, you know what, I'm going to go back out to the car. And so she came out behind me, and he was like, by this time, the little boy had started to wake up. So she asked the little boy, I asked the little boy, I said, hey, hon, how you doing? I said, do you know what, yeah. Why, what's up? No, I know you was doing video. So, she was like, so I asked the little kid, I was just like, hey, trying to be nice, because I didn't want him to be scared or startled or anything. So I was like, hi, I said, do you know what store your mommy went in? And he was like, no. So my sister was like, well, do you want to get out and get some air? No, she said, are you hot? And he said, yeah. And she said, you want to get out and get some air? So he said, yeah. So the boy, he stood up from out of his little booster seat. I don't know if he unstrapped the seatbelt or whatever. I just remember he got up and he had his body hanging up out the window. And so my sister was like, no, you can actually why don't you get out the car? Because she was going to take him across the street into the store where it was cool at, and then see what the results of the announcement that the Dollar Tree lady had made. So that child got out that car, and we went back across the street and went into the store. So we went into, when we got into the store, he went straight to the lady that was in line when my sister had came in there to make the announcement. He went right there. Like, immediately he saw his mom when he went in the store. So I was like, I didn't see exactly where he went because my sister went in the store first with him. I came like seconds later. And I was like, well, where the little boy at? And Savannah was like, he right there. He found his piece. I wanted to make sure that he found the right people. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that he was standing with didn't even acknowledge. They didn't say anything. They didn't say, oh, well, how you get out the car? Where you come from? How I would have been wondering, how did he know to come into the Dollar Tree? How did he get out the car? How did he cross the street? You understand what I'm saying? The child didn't look like he was no more than maybe 5. I mean, I don't know. That's my guesstimate. So my first thing, if I knew I left my kid in the car and I'm standing in line and I see my kid come up to me, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, how you get out? Or how'd you know I was, I would have been saying something, but she was so embarrassed. It was almost like she was embarrassed and she was mad that the child had walked up to her, because then that basically told on her. Well, like I said, I wanted to make sure that he was with the right people. So I came around and I did like this. And I said, Miss, is this your son? She was like, yes. Okay, I went off. Okay, because my thing is this. How dare you act like you got an attitude? First of all, I'm helping you out, okay? I'm checking to make sure that your son is not with some strange people. I mean, I'm just making sure that he's with the right people. Because you left him out in the car with the windows down, okay? They got people out here taking kids. So not only was you almost, jeopardized his life by leaving him out in that heat like that, but you also jeopardized his safety as far as somebody just walking up and taking your kid. I mean, as easy as he got out the car when we approached, we could have just took him on up the street, down the street. We could have put him in our car. He was willing to do anything. He wanted to get out the car because he said he was hot. So, you put your child in danger, health-wise and as far as his physical safety. I mean, really, miss? So for her to act like she got an attitude because I'm asking her, is this your child? Just to make sure he was with the right people. She broke it down. I just went off. And y'all heard me fussing when I did the video. You can just imagine before the camera even came on. I went off. Well, miss, you ain't got to talk to me like that. I said, miss, you ain't got to act like you're not concerned about the fact that you left a child out in a hot car. She kept talking about, I ain't do nothing wrong. The windows was down, so he was all right. And then you could see in the video where her and her sister was asking him, was he hot? Really? He looked like he was scared. So to me, it was almost like he was just going to say what he thought that they wanted him to say, And so as y'all can see in the video where she was smiling and laughing and cackling it up like it was no big deal. And she kept saying, well, I didn't do nothing wrong. I left the windows down. And I said, miss, do you know that if we would have just called the police instead of just trying to come in the store and find out who the parent is, that they would have took your child and would have tried to come find you and lock you up? And if you'd have came out there in the midst of all of that, they would have locked you up on the spot and took your child to foster care? I said, do you realize? No, they wouldn't. Wouldn't nothing have happened to me. I said, you know what, miss? So I finished carrying on like I was, rightfully so. I said, you know what? Hold the phone. Hold the phone, miss. Watch this. I went outside, got my pen and piece of paper, wrote down, her information, tag number, type of car and everything. And why? Came back in. That's when I was like, you know what? I'm a recorder. My sister said, while I was outside, when I told her hold the phone, and I walked outside, everybody looking. Her and her sister. What is she doing? Hold the phone, bitch. You ready to find out 1 second what I'm doing. I want to get her tag number and wrote down the name of her car and everything. Came back in, and that's when I turned my camera on. I said, boo-boo, check this out. And y'all saw what happened on the camera. Now, after the camera situation, I finished fussing, okay? I lit that store up. A lady walked up to my sister. Now, by this time, the girl and her sister had left the store. The only reason why I knew it was her sister, because if you look at the video, when it says, bitch, you done barked up the wrong tree, you could see when they was asking him, was he hot? The one girl was like, nephew, was you hot, nephew? So I said, okay, that's the aunt, which that must have been the mother, and that was the sister. So that's how I knew it was her sister. Lady, okay, so after they left the store and everything, I'm steadily fussing. A lady walked up to my sister. And he was like, she pulled out a badge. She said, look, man, I work for Social Protective Services. I'm a social worker. And she pulled out her badge and showed it to her. So my sister. So I was like, well, how did you know? I said, was you in here, miss, when all that stuff went down? She said, no, when I came in, I heard you yelling and fussing. And I said, well, what is going on? And she said she heard like the tail end of it. So I just wanted to let y'all know, because people was like, well, you should have called the police. Or did you call the police? Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, anyway, like I said, you never know who's around, who's looking, and who's listening. And like I said, that lady walked up to us. She said, I work for Protective Service. I'm a social worker. She showed us her ID, her badge, and everything. And she says, I am mandated by law that if I hear or know of something that's going on that's not right concerning children, I am mandated by law to report it. I said, there we go. I gave that lady the woman's tag number, the kind of car. I couldn't remember the color of the car. My sister was like, and the lady said, no, it don't matter. I got the tag number, she says, and I will definitely be handling this. Because you don't do stuff like that. She said, I see cases all the time where kids either get taken or die because of situations like that. She said, so that woman is crazy. She said, and she will not get away with this. She said, I am going to handle this. So I gave that lady all the information. But like I said, just to be on the safe side, I followed up on my own and made sure that somebody handled that situation concerning that little kid. Because like I said, had she not acted the way she acted, then I could have, like, look, miss, you don't want to ever do that because that is so dangerous. But the way that she carried it, like she didn't give a fuck, like I ain't do nothing, and why you talking to me, and why you, yes, my son, and oh, how about, yeah, miss, you barked up the wrong tree. So, I just wanted to update y'all on that. Let y'all know what happened. The case did get into the hands of a social worker because it was a social worker that came into that store. And I followed up with it myself. With Protective Services. I don't give a fuck who don't like it, okay? I saved the kid, okay? I saved the kid. So, all of you motherfuckers who did a thumbs down, fuck every last one of y'all. Y'all probably one of them bitches that then got social services called on y'all because you're sorry ass parents, okay? You're a sorry parent. A sorry excuse for a parent, and somebody realized and called up on your ass. That's the only way I can imagine you thumbing down. Me getting on a mother who left her kid in the car. Because if you was there, would you have walked away and left that child there and then found out later on the news? Breaking news. Child left in a car at a Dollar Tree parking lot on such a street, and the child died from heat exhaustion or heat whatever. How was I going to be able to live with myself if I had walked away and just acted like that wasn't none of my goddamn business and just been like, okay, whatever, let me keep it moving? And then heard the news that night and knowing that I saw that situation and I could have saved that child from dying, okay? So, fuck all of y'all who did a thumbs down on me saving a child. Kick rocks, bitch, okay? Kick rocks, bitch. That's what I say. Yeah, you don't like what I did? Fuck you. I saved a motherfucking child. I may not be able to save a hoe, okay? Hoe. But I saved a child. I ain't Captain Save-A-Ho, but I'm Captain Save-A-Child. Bye, you dumb bitches. And if the shoe fit, wear it, okay?